Welcome back to another episode of Oh That's Random Podcast. I am your host, Nerdy G, the one and only that nerd guy, that nerdy guy G, the guy who does photos and much, much, much more. Today I'm back. Like I say, I'm here. Hey, hi everyone, how you doing? Today I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind because I've been on it. I've been on social media mad crazy here the past few days, and I just the person that I am. I'm gonna talk about one platform specifically, and it's gonna be the Facebook, better known as Facebook to you for most of you guys. I don't know if you guys seen the movie The Social Network. From my understanding, it is pretty accurate in what it portrayed and how the rise and the start of Facebook came about. So some of my information is coming from there. I did read a little bit, but you know how Wikipedia is. So we'll leave it at that. But from my understanding, the way that Facebook was started, the way that it was supposed to be principled was, hey, here you are. I meet some people in college. I want to keep in touch with them. I go back. I want to continue my networking. I want to be able to share pictures with them. I want to be able to share my life with my loved ones that I can't see. You may be in the Hamptons, you may be in Oak Cliff, you may be in San Antonio, you may be in Atlanta, you may be in Florida, wherever you may be. I can log into Facebook and I can share some pictures with you, and I can keep you posted up what's going on in my life and what I'm doing. Sounds like a wonderful dream, right? Easy, breezy, nothing like it's like wholesome, like, you know, cookies and milk, that type deal is wholesome like that. But over the years, 2004, we've come a long way. We've come a long way. 16 years later, and where are we today with Facebook? Where are we today with Facebook? And I can tell you, it's wild. It's wild. It's a wild place. It's a wild place out there. There's tons of good memes out there. There's tons of good memes. There's tons of uh, positive messages out there. There's some negative, dark stuff out there as well. There's some racism out there. There's some questions that are asked that, that'll make you question your life. There's some, some sexual explicit things, but it's a little internet hub of its own, because whatever you like on Facebook or whatever you like, you can find it on Facebook. If you're a gamer, there's gamers. If you're into drones, there's drones. If you're into music, there's music groups. If you're into old movies, there's a group for that. There's a group for damn near everything. Shockingly, everything. There's a toenail clipping group out there. Trust me, they're there. There's a polyamorous group that's out there. Trust me, they're there. I've searched them. I'm not going to say their names on here, but they're there. And that's totally fine. And I'm 100% cool with that. I don't have an issue with those. You find your group of people who you are familiar with or what you're comfortable around. And that's what the internet was built for, you to go find other people alike, like yourself. But this little wholesome cookies and milk, if you ask me, kind of base has turned into some Hennessy and some fried chicken. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that out there. To me, it seems like a little Hennessy, little fried chicken, probably a little J on the side, something to hold you. Just depending on what part of Facebook you dive into. You know, um, there's a lot of good memes, but the last past few days, I follow a lot of. I mean, I have a good amount of friends on Facebook or whatnot, and I don't know what it is, but coming up in my feed lately has been a lot of has been geared toward a lot of sexual themes. For me, the sex thing is kind of like low hanging fruit with the jokes and whatnot, but then too, in jokes there's truth. And some of these things I kind of believe. You know, one person, put on there, I choke dudes when I'm on top. I don't even ask. That's probably true. That I'm gonna. It sounds funny. It was funny. It made me laugh. But I believe that's true for her, for that person. I 100% believe that that's true. It's funny. It's true. I laugh. I get a good laugh out of it. But if I were to go down this person's page, let's just say if I were to go down this person's page, it's just things like that. So my question would be is, did you just hop on Facebook to turn it into let me try to get my jokes off so I can, people can see who I am, laugh, and become a character of yourself? Or is this something that you're trying to promote yourself with, or, how it is? If not, or you just here to tell jokes and just, get your shit off, which is totally fine. I have no issue with that. What I'm talking about is just basically where Facebook has come from. Because when you start with the milk and cookies and you end up with Hennessy chicken and a J, or whatever your vice is, fried turkey, Dos Equis, tacos, I don't know. Whatever your vice are, whatever your vice is, however we got here or whatever you relate to, this is where we at. And things start off good. Things do start off good, and like I believe, as anybody say, a good ideal, sometimes you wanna be weary of it, because there are gonna be people out there who want to take that good ideal and use it for their own personal gain, or use it for bad things, which could be their personal gain, or kind of screw a lot of people over, not giving a care about the consequences or repercussions behind it. So even with this data mining, right? Everybody was cool. Everybody wanted to be on Facebook. It was seemed more like a 20s person type of thing. And then it turned into like, yo, that's where all the old folks hang out at it. All the old folks hang out on Facebook. Really? Jesus. Then we go from there to, hey, I was looking at this camera on Walmart, but all of a sudden I get all these ads about cameras on my Facebook page. Yeah, they're selling our data. Everybody got spooked. Everybody's spooked. They're kind of like, hey, I'm strolling down the pages and I see the stuff that I was trying to buy or looking up. All that crap is on my freaking page now. Every advertisement is showing up on my Facebook page. Every 4 or 5 posts, there's something about there's something about something that I looked up, and it spooked people out. It spooked people out. Did it spook them out enough to stay away? No, of course not. You know why? Because we love Facebook. It's a way to communicate. It's a way to communicate. It's a way to stunt. It's a way to shine. It's a way to kind of get your message out there. I use Facebook. I post. I post on Facebook, and when I say I post my podcast. That's Random Podcast is not the only podcast that I do. I have a sports podcast. I have a podcast where I talk about movies and TV shows that I break down, cult classics. I have It's That Podcast, which is my main podcast, where we talk about everyday life. Like some of the everyday life things that we talk about, some people put them on Facebook, but they don't really just have that conversation, or at least from the ones that I don't see. But it's a having that conversation in a jokingly manner. But how is it to us? How is it to you? Or how is it to me? That's what It's That Podcast is about. We give honest opinions, and we do throw some jokes in there, and we do kind of, responsibly, speak from our truth, So that's what I do. And I look at it, and I use Facebook for that. But also, too, I do random things on there where, I'll let you know, hey, I'm feeling petty today. And if I'm feeling petty, I'll have a petty day. I can tell you this. Recently, I did something called, I woke up and I was like, hey, from my little 4-hour power nap, I was like, cool. Guess what? This is going to be Subliminal Shot Sunday. Yep, on the Lord's Day. Subliminal Shot Sunday. Okay, Subliminal Shot Sunday. Let me give myself a horn for that. I think. There we go. That was me in my bag, right? I know how to throw subliminal shots. I like it because some people I throw these subliminal shots that is not necessarily particular to anyone, but if you read it, it might just be you and you might feel it. And hopefully it sparks a thought in your head, maybe for you to be better. But anywho, I'm digressing. I'm getting a little bit off topic here. Coming back, bring it back in, G. Reeling it. Here we go. But I don't post my family. I don't post my boys. I don't reach like the people that's on there. Yeah. Do I know all these people? No. No. Handful of them? Yeah. How many of them do I meet up with, or how many of them have I hung out with in real life? Eh. You know, you want to keep up with your childhood friends? Do you really want to keep up with your childhood friends if you really haven't talked to these people in I don't know how long? You know, everybody, oh, we all went to the same high school. Oh, we went here, we went there. Or, hey, they have they have a group where it's private and it's only 04 alumni. And then you try to get in and then they say, we don't know you. We don't remember you. We don't know your face. Because everybody grows up and they fucking change, okay? Some people faces get fatter. Some people faces get slim. Some people have a whole face change and breast augmentation and all those other type of things. But you still let them in. Neither here nor there. There's some good improvements where you can find those, where I do find those groups to be amazing. To make those groups, to be able to set them up and say, hey, these are private groups, or whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. So you have a select group of people, but then again, it kind of puts you back in the mindset of high school as well too. It's like, hey, only the cool kids are allowed over here. What if you can prove that hey, I was this alumni, I was this XYZ, and then the person comes back and say, nah, I don't mess with you. The admin doesn't fuck with you. And everybody else probably do. And the admin say, no, I'm not letting your ass in. So therefore, you're not in. So then there goes some petty shit right there. And then if you know who the admin is, you can get on Facebook and then you can kind of, because you are already friends with these people, some of these people, then you can kind of take shots directly at that person. And then you got a whole Facebook beef. Now you're beefing on Facebook. You're 28 years old. You're beefing on Facebook. It's not a good look because then all this shit can be held over your head. They say, well, I can just go back and delete my post. Yeah, but what if somebody screenshotted it? Right. So yeah, but yeah, it's you got that aspect of it. Do people out there still use Facebook for what it was originally intended for? I believe so. But is there more edgy stuff on Facebook than what it was more intended for? Yes. I can tell you this right now. I can read you the first 3 posts on my Facebook page, and this is just me strolling. Well, not even me strolling. Let me refresh the page, and I'm gonna read the next 3. First thing, here it goes. Hood Family Feud. Name something a broke motherfucker always got. Okay, that's gonna be funny. I'm gonna follow that thread. How many of y'all still wearing the same mask since March? That's funny. Wash your damn mask. If it's one of those disposable masks, throw them shits away. If you have a cloth mask, if you bought it from somebody, one of your family members, because everybody right now has a family member who's selling fucking masks and other things as well. Wash them motherfuckers. It's okay to put them in a washing machine if you got that luxury. If not, get your ass some hand soap. Get in the sink. Do your ABCs. Wash that shit on both sides. Let it dry. You be good. Safe breath and safe hygiene. Okay. Say yes to mask. No to bras. Free the titty. Protect the city. There you go. That's the first 3 things on my Facebook right now. I didn't have to stroll for that. But free titty, protect the city. Wearing your masks, positive. Hood Family Feud, that's comedy. I'm not upset at that. This is like the Facebook is like the club where it got a little something for everybody. Got a little something for everybody. But at the same time, just depending on what comes up in your feed. The thing is, nobody can control how anybody feels. Nobody can. You might wake up one morning and you might feel a little evil, you know what I mean? And your day starts like this. And it's hell. Now it's hell. Now it's on. Okay? It's on. Okay? Because now you're feeling down, you're feeling evil, you feel like, hey, I'm finna get on here and I'm finna let anybody have it. I'm strolling through looking for something that's gonna trigger me. I'm already in a bad mood. Let me go find somebody who says something that I don't agree with and get into a Facebook beef or a Facebook back and forth, which, for most people it makes for good content because some people put the little Michael Jackson emoji up there with the popcorn. I'm just here for the comments. Yes. But what does that say to us about us as people? Is that did Facebook help us get comfortable with watching car crashes? Because that's all this is. That's all it is. When you see Facebook beef, when you see people going back and forth on certain opinions or whatnot, it's a car crash. It's a car crash because it's not a simple debate. It gets personal. People take jabs at people that they don't even know. They start using words, calling people motherfuckers, saying suck my dick, stuff that they wouldn't say to their face. And because you're behind your phone, your keyboard, whatever you use to get on Facebook, you're creating a different type of behavior. And if you're sitting there and you're laughing at these things and you see these things and you do nothing about it, then you have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. If I see it, if I just so happen to come across it, for me, if I don't do nothing, then I can't say anything about it. If it's if it's one of my loved ones, one of my nieces, my nephews, or my sons, if I see them doing some wild things like that, I'm pulling them to the side and I'm gonna have a conversation with them. But I'm not the police to go out there and try to Facebook Messenger everybody and say, hey, you know what you were saying over there was wild. No, that's not my position. But for my family, I'll do that if they're wilding. And I don't have a problem with them coming and doing that to me if I'm wilding on Facebook. But like I said, I try to keep my post just to a little humor, some jokes that I have, and then me posting my podcast and me promoting my podcast. Like I said, I don't promote my family on there. I don't put pictures up of my children on my Nerdy G page. I don't. It's just all about my podcast and about getting a few jokes off and getting people to come to the page and see what more I have to offer. Like I say, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Facebook it comes with the good and the bad, right? Because the other flip side is that if you woke up with, you want to wake up being evil, then you probably wake up and you're feeling all silly, And I know that's creepy. That was fucking creepy. But you may wake up feeling silly like that as well. So even if you're waking up and you're feeling silly like that, there can be so much great positivity, humor that comes from Facebook, which one can enjoy as well. And some things that you probably would want your kid to see or whatnot, it's fine. Some people out there are telling their truths. Like I'm looking at this one right here. It says I need to stay off Amazon. I'm officially restricting myself. Yes, being in the house, being under quarantine. Yes, some of us have become different type of addicts. Some of us are addicts of just that. And just that, what I mean is Amazon. Am I addict of Amazon? No. I'm not purchasing things. But what I did notice the other day. I did order some undergarments from Duluth Trading Company. Shout out. Sponsor me, please. And from there, what I did was I was expecting my shipment to get here within 1 to 2 days. It took 3 to 4 days for my for my shipment to get here. And I was a little antsy about that. I was sitting out my window looking like, hey, you got my stuff yet? Hey, is my stuff out there in the mailbox? It's not a paycheck. It's not the first of the month. But Amazon has made it to the point to where, hey, I can order it today at 4:36 and I'll have it tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That right there, that's a whole nother topic in itself. But back to Facebook. So Facebook, like I say, it can help people realize some of the things that they're going through too. To me, that right there, that post itself just lets you know, like, hey, you going through it, I'm going through it too. It's a reality check in a way. Some of these posts are reality checks because anything that we do in music and movies, we want to be able to relate to it. And if we see somebody else that's going through what we're going through, we can resonate with that struggle. Excuse me, and we can get it. We have a true understanding of it. So that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Of course, but then boom, product placement. Hey, I saw you was looking at some buds. I saw you was looking at some headphones. Here you go about these headphones. Here go this. Here go that. So yeah, bunch of stuff. Like I say, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot to uncover. There's a lot of get rich quick schemes out there on Facebook as well. We know that. I told you guys that if you didn't check my pyramid scheme podcast, I did a lot of good information in there. But just coming from where Facebook was, what it was initially meant to be was to keep in touch with old friends, share your memories with your family that you may not be close with, or hey, I moved out to San Diego, or hey, I'm halfway across the country or halfway across the world. This is a way for you to keep in contact, know I'm still alive, and for free at that. Let's put that out there too. It's for free and for free theoretically, but we know that they're selling our data. We know that they're trying to get advertisements and put us all there where we need to be, or trying to, see what the hell we got actually truly going on. So Facebook, from where it came from, cookies and milk, to Hennessy, chicken, and a little J, something to keep us tight. Yeah, it's a show. It's a show. It's entertainment in itself. I know there's people out there who sit on Facebook 8 hours a day like it's a job. For me, I can't do it. Like I said, I post. I might stroll a little bit. I might click the finger 2 or 3 times, and boom, I'm off. But when I get into one of my modes, or when I get into one of my moods where I'm ready to put some funnies out there, I try to go on there when I want to be funny. The subliminal shot Sunday, that was a whole funny thing, but at the same time, there was some truth behind it, because like I say, there's truth behind jokes as well. And so I put some things out there that people probably should think about, and maybe they might possibly be topics that I might bring up here, or I might end up bringing up to one of my other podcasts. And it's things that need to be talked about, because there's things that we kind of gloss over, and Facebook gives you that. I think Facebook gives you that and gives you a lot more to see. Like I say, I love the fact that it has groups, because you can go find people like you. There's a Jeep club on there that I'm a part of. I love Jeeps. I have a Jeep Commander. That's me. You know what I'm saying? There's Mustang clubs out there. There's Chevy Boys clubs out there. Whatever you're into. There's DC. There's Marvel. There's tennis. There's basketball. Whatever type of club, like I say, they're out there. That's a good thing about Facebook as well. But far as the content and everything that's on here, I mean, yeah, it's hella far away from what it became, or what the initial thought of it was. And with the advertisers, of course, which you're gonna need those just so that you can stay up. I mean, you need advertisers so that you can continue to support this platform and, bring things to it. It has TV shows. There's a very positive side of Facebook where they have their TV shows. They have what was it? I think it was the Balls. That was a good show on there. The Red Table Talk with Jada. That's a good show. There's some other things that I'm not too well versed in, but you do see some there are some people who post the positive things that are going on in their life. There are some things where they're showing, things like things where you probably get information that you don't know, right? Like the creator of Tom and Jerry and Popeye, like he died, and you know that's just something that just popped up. Of course, I'm gonna have to go fact check that because Facebook kills off people all the time, and that's another thing too. So we don't. The thing is, sometimes like the good is sometimes they'll get it right, and then they'll get it they'll get it right, but then sometimes you got to go back and you got to double check to make sure this is true. Gene Deitch, if I fucked up your name, I do apologize. But if this is true, rest in heaven. Yeah, Tom and Jerry was my shit. Um, my favorite episode was where Tom got to singing "Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby." Favorite episode. People don't believe me that Tom spoke. Yeah, he spoke. I saw that episode. You can YouTube that shit right now. It is hilarious. But yeah, Tom and Jerry, one of my favorite cartoon shows. I love to watch growing up. So if that is true, rest in peace to Gene Deitch. But that's another thing. Like I say, Facebook gives you that. Facebook gives you gems like that. They give you not gems. I'm not gonna call it a gem, but they give you information like that. Sometimes they get it right. Sometimes they get it wrong. A lot of times they get it wrong. But that's just from the people who's making those posts. So, um, yeah, there's the good, the bad, the ugly. Um, they do this thing called memories, and it reminds you of things that you posted 2 and 3, 4, 5 years ago. Let you know that you've been a lifetimer of Facebook, just to remind you how much time you've spent on this app. Think about what else have you held on to that long. Yeah, I'm gonna just let you think about that. Um, then on top of that too, it also the good thing about that, it'll show you kind of growth. It'll show you growth. Where have you come from? How have you evolved yourself? I mean, if you look at it that way, at least that's the way I would look at it. You look at these memories and say, damn, I remember how I was at that point in time when I made this post. So I can remember seeing this post. I can remember what mind frame I was in. And yeah, here I am today. Am I better or am I worse or am I the same? And if I am the same or if I'm worse, then I need to make some changes. If I'm better, thank you. And I can see myself. That's a good thing too. It's more like it's like a virtual journaling type deal. I journal, but I don't go back and I don't read. Um, that's just me. That's just me. So yeah, I love some like I'm strolling through now still, and I love some of the things that they're doing. I love some of the positivity. Like today is a good day to arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. I love the way that they put this post. I can get behind this. I can get behind this because I'm not for the brutality. I'm not for the gunning down of anybody unarmed, busting into anybody's home and shooting first and ask question later. That's just bullshit. And then the whole details around it. I mean, how much pressure do we have to put on you to go out and get these guys where the evidence shows, hey, they were wrong. They were wrong. I hear the people saying back to blue, back to blue, back to blue. But when the blue does wrong, who the fuck holds them accountable? If I'm not working, if I'm not doing my job correctly on my 9 to 5, if I'm not doing my job correctly, then guess what? I get held accountable for that. I get written up. I get disciplined. I get disciplinary action. These folks right here, they murdered her. They murdered her. They need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with in the courts. They need to be brought in front of the judge. They need to be arrested. They need to be arraigned. They need to go through the process, be tried by a jury, and convicted because they did kill this person. And it's a damn shame that here we are in August and they still haven't been arrested. So I don't want to go off on a tangent on that, but it's things like that too. So like I said, it's things like that. I think it's things like that that Facebook can remind you of, because sometimes we only focus on the things that are in front of us. I love it. I love that it gives you a place to promote. It gives you a place to talk about social injustices. It gives you a place to be free. It gives you a place to have a voice and put it out there. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, then they don't. It's oh well. They don't have to stop and hit the like button. They don't have to stop and comment. They can keep it pushing. Facebook is good today. The evolution from cookies and milk to Hennessy and chicken and a little weed and whatever your vice is. Okay, I like Hennessy. Okay, I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. I like it. Fried chicken when I can get it. Me preferably, I prefer nachos. A good nacho, a little chicken. No beans. The real cheese. Velveeta. Some things. A little sprinkle. Put me the little ricotta, not the ricotta cheese, but the little crumble feta cheese in there. Throw a little onions in there. Grilled onions, got to be fresh. I digress. But the evolution of Facebook, we have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the way everything comes packaged. It has to be some type of balance. Even though, like I say here lately, I see a lot of more sexually explicit things. I'm totally fine with that. It's a good laugh. I'm not spending 8 hours a day on Facebook, so it doesn't really bother me. People out there who are enjoying Facebook, continue to enjoy Facebook. Do I feel like Facebook is going to be around for a long, long, long time? Hell yes. So keep enjoying Facebook. Until next time, I've been Nerdy G. I'm always Nerdy G. Catch me on Twitter at GWay_ or G_way. That's 2 E's, the one way. Catch me on Instagram at that guy Nerdy G. Sorry. And you can catch me where on IG is where I post my photos. I do take photography. I do take photos, do photography, professional photos. So you can catch those on Instagram as well. And if I'm on Facebook, if you catch one of my posts, catch them. They're comical. They're kind of funny. I do plan on some point getting live on Facebook and having a conversation about one of my random topics. But until next time, don't think too much about what I just said. Get back to enjoying life. Love somebody, hug on somebody, and Nerdy G out.